Hello, boys and girls. Here we are at the story time and reading area, and all my zoo pets watching and ready for today's story. If you couldn't be here on the rug, at least they could be here. You see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. There they all are. We met Zeke the zebra this week. Remember, Zeke the zebra says zzz, like zoo and zipper. Well, I have a poster today that before I read my story, I wanted to show you seeds on the go. Wind can move seeds. They land on the ground and then they grow. That's an old dandelion. It got all dried up and the seeds blow away. Water can move seeds. They float to the beach and grow. Water can make the seeds move. And look at that horse. He's covered. He must have walked through a field full of seeds. A furry animal can move seeds. They fall to the ground and grow when they fall off the horse. See, a horse is furry and hairy, and the seeds hook to them. And then when they're moving around, the seeds fall down to the ground and grow again someplace else. And look at that bird. A hungry animal can move seeds. They fall to the ground and grow. So seeds can't walk and move around by themselves, but seeds move by wind and animals moving them. A bird or a dog, sometimes when the dog's in the field, he gets seeds stuck to him and then they drop off somewhere else. Seeds on the go. Well, let's look at some little seeds today. Remember yesterday we read the story about the carrot seed? That little boy who believed his seed was going to grow into a carrot, and it did. Have you ever known you knew you could do it and you never gave up? Like maybe learning how to ride a big bike. You didn't give up, did you? And then you learned how to do it. Well, that little boy in the story didn't give up. He believed his carrot would grow, and it did. Someday you're going to be such a good reader. And we practice and we don't give up, and we'll learn how to read or ride a bike or learn how to tie your shoes. Yeah, it just takes practice, and you have to believe you can do it. And that's what happened in the carrot seed story. That little boy knew he could do it. Well, let's look at a carrot seed. I put some seeds on a little card so you could see. Those are carrot seeds. Look how tiny they are. That's why the farmer or the gardener has to mark the spot in the dirt so he knows what's planted there. He doesn't want to forget what he put in the dirt. Little tiny seeds could get lost. It's a carrot seed. Here is a bigger seed. This is the seed of a pumpkin. If you planted that seed, you would grow a pumpkin plant. And on the pumpkin plant would grow pumpkins. And the seeds would be inside. That's the job of the plant, to make new seeds. Pumpkin seed. Here's a little tiny seed, but bigger than the carrot seed. That's from a green pepper. The green pepper plant would grow first, and then the peppers would grow on there. Here, look how little this seed is. These are tomato seeds that will grow into a tomato plant. You can find these seeds when you cut open a tomato. And these seeds, everybody eats the tomato, and they're so tiny that you end up eating the seed too. Farmers or gardeners can take the seeds out and dry them and plant them for more tomato plants to grow. Here is a green bean. I bet you eat green beans at your house. To grow a green bean plant, you grow this kind of seed. That's bigger than a carrot seed, isn't it? Green bean seed. Look at this little tiny seed. That would grow an onion plant. And you could grow onions. And here's corn. I bet you like to eat corn on the cob. If you plant this seed, you'll grow great big corn stalk. This summer, all over Ionia, you'll see big cornfields where the corn is growing. That's from a corn seed. Farmers are starting to plant those in their fields to grow corn. This is a cucumber seed. See how every seed is different color, different size, different shape? Cucumbers grow on a cucumber plant. And here's a lima bean. That's different than a green bean. That's a lima bean seed. So, all different kinds of seeds grow different plants. And that's the job of the plant, to make more seed. That's what they do. So the cycle goes on and on, round and round. So always more plants can grow. Today's story is called The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. Eric Carle is the same writer who wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar. This one is called The Tiny Seed. But that is a big, beautiful flower, isn't it? I wonder why it's called the tiny seed. Do you think that tiny seed grew into this flower? Let's read to find out about a tiny seed. There's the title page. Eric Carle, The Tiny Seed. It is autumn. That's fall. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? See these trees? They're blowing in the wind. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up it goes. It flies too high and the sun is hot. The rays burn the seed up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. The seeds are blowing in the wind. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. It never melts, and the seed cannot grow. It's too cold there. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. It's still blowing in the wind. Oh, now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water, and it drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. Watch out! Don't get eaten by a fish, little seed. Now they're in the hot, hot desert. One seed drifts down into the hot desert. It's so dry, the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on and it keeps on blowing with the others. These are called cactus plants. They like the dry desert. They don't need a lot of water, so they can live in the desert. That little seed dried up. It wasn't a cactus plant. Uh-oh. What does that bird have in its mouth? Finally, the wind stops and all the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one of the seeds. But not the tiny seed. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now it's winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down in the earth. They look just as if they're going to sleep. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still. The mouse does not see it. Now spring comes. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. And the birds fly by. The sun shines. Rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. And now they're not seeds anymore. They're plants. First, they send roots down in the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and rain away from that little plant. That little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet, and it will be too late. Hurry, little plant, hurry, little seed. Finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. There he is, right there, starting to grow. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and springtime. One child doesn't see the plant as he runs along and, oh no, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. He stepped right on it with his big bare foot. There's the little plant growing over here. He didn't get that one, did he? That little seed's still growing. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast. But its neighbor is really grown big. It's grown faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 little leaves, the other plant has 7 leaves, and look, a big flower. But what's happening? First there are footsteps. Then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the big flower. Somebody's going to pick that big, beautiful flower. Oh, a boy has picked the flower to give to his friend. Now it's summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it. The rain waters it. It has many leaves, and it grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. Wow. All summer long, the birds and the bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Those butterflies maybe are getting the nectar. The birds might be eating the seeds. Wow, that's a beautiful place to visit. I would love to go see that flower. Now it's fall again. After summer comes fall. The days grow shorter. The nights are getting colder. And the wind carries yellow and red leaves from the trees past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down on the ground. The wind's blowing again in the fall. The wind blows harder, and the flower has lost almost all of the pretty petals. It bends and moves and sways away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower seeds, and the pod opens, and out come many tiny seeds. that quickly sail far away into the wind. There go all the little seeds, new seeds. That little seed grew into this big flower and made more seeds. Do you see how the story really never ends? Because those seeds are going to grow into plants, aren't they? Some of them might get eaten. Some of the seeds might die in the dry dirt. Some of them might drown in the water. But some of the seeds will grow again. I wonder if they'll grow into giant flowers like this one. You're growing and changing too. Someday you'll be a big grown-up girl or boy. Living things grow and change. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you tomorrow.